Right now at 6 o'clock, a possible break-in in Fairfield is getting a lot of attention because of where police said it happened.
Plus, Connecticut Water proposing a rate hike for customers. Lindsay Kane will have a breakdown of the numbers straight ahead.
Plus, a warning from the feds about scams targeting people who are donating to veterans groups. We'll tell you what you can do to protect yourself.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning, sunshine. 6 o'clock on a Friday, or Friday, as I like to say. Thank you for waking up with us here on Fox 61. I'm Symphony Privet.
And I'm Tim Lamers. Good morning. Yeah, happy Friday. Let's get you the forecast. First things first, right over to meteorologist Rachel Piscatelli. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
What's going on?
Not a bad start to the day. Mostly cloudy conditions will be out there throughout most of the day today. So not expecting a lot of sunshine, but we will remain dry. You can see just back off to the south and the west of us, there's this disturbance that'll continue to slide to the south. There may be a brief sprinkle in southwestern Connecticut this morning, but I think that would be the exception, not necessarily the rule. We'll have a lot of clouds around throughout the day today. Temperatures now are around 30s, 39 in New Milford, but in the 40s towards New Haven as well as in Bridgeport and Willimantic, just around 32 degrees. There is some areas of patchy frost this morning too. So for the bus stop, 37 degrees now, cloudy conditions on the ride home with temperatures up around 52 degrees in spots. Our highs today over in Litchfield will be in the upper 40s into the low 50s from New Haven into Hartford. Tonight we're in the 30s. A lot of sunshine though expected for this upcoming weekend. We'll talk about that and where we go from here coming up in just a bit. Let's get a check out on the roads this morning because we have a couple of areas where we're seeing some pretty good flow here across the board here. Not a lot of congestion to talk about. 95, 91, 84, all looking good. Areas in Waterbury, I've already had that road work wrap up for your morning commute. We're taking a live look outside over in Rocky Hill this morning. 91, both directions look good. Wallingford has some road work out there by 14 and 15 on both the north and the southbound side. However, it does look like that should be clearing momentarily. So Cromwell to New Haven, it's 20 minutes. Rocky Hill to Hartford, it's 7, and 691 looks good at an 8-minute drive. Tim and Symphony, back to you.
Hi, Rachel. Thank you. We are following a developing story in Fairfield. Police there are working with other agencies to investigate a possible break-in at a building that houses some of the town's election equipment.
Yeah, no, that's also where ballots from this week's election are stored. And that's important right now as a key race in that town heads to a recount. We're checking in with Fox 61's Brooke Griffin, joining us live this morning with the details. Hey, Brooke.
Yeah, good morning. The investigation into what actually happened at Fairfield's Mona Terrace facility is still under investigation at this point. Now, they are still trying to really find out what happened. That's going to be by the Connecticut State Police and the state's attorney's office. Now, the Fairfield police chief tells us town officials alerted them to a break-in at the ballot and election equipment building yesterday. He says due to the ongoing battle for the town's first selectman seat, he immediately asked for the help of some higher agencies. Now, that race is going to a recount on Tuesday. Right now, Democrat Bill Gerber is leading the incumbent, Republican Brenda Kupchik, by only 42 votes. The Connecticut Secretary of the State's office released a statement in part saying the Connecticut State Police and the Office of the Chief State's Attorney are conducting an investigation to determine if a crime took place, and the State Elections Enforcement Commission has been alerted. Plans for Tuesday's recount for Fairfield's first selectman remain in place, pending the results of the investigation. Now, there is still a lot that we don't actually know about this investigation. We're going to be following up with the investigation leaders throughout the day today, and we will share any new details as we have them. Symphony and Tim.
Brooke, thank you.
Alrighty. Now, your bills may soon get even more expensive. I know no one wants to hear that.
Yeah.
Connecticut Water is looking to hike its rates by double digits. It's a move that would impact dozens of towns.
Yeah, but before that happens, some people are trying to stop it right in its tracks. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane is live in Manchester with the details on what's going on here. Lindsay, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Well, Manchester is one of the 60 cities and towns across our state that would be impacted by this price hike. That means next year, people who live here in Manchester and those other impacted cities and towns could pay hundreds of dollars more for water. Now, Connecticut Water submitted a proposed rate hike to the Connecticut Water Regulatory Authority, known as PURA, to raise rates by 18%. a statement, the company says the rate hike is necessary to offset higher operating costs due to inflation. It also says it needs to pay for more than $135 million in wastewater infrastructure. Now, one group looking to stop this from happening, AARP Connecticut. The nonprofit says the rate hike will put elderly residents across our state in a bind.
When you talk about older residents, many of whom are on fixed incomes, things like utilities and water rates and electric rates are not calculated into their actual cost of living. So, their incomes don't go up, but expenses like food and medicine do go up. And, we don't want people to be in a position of having to make those kinds of choices.
AARP is asking people to let state regulators know how the increase would affect them. Now, it says it will also work with lawmakers to try to stop the increase. PURA has been stricter when granting rate increases by utility companies after pressure from state lawmakers. Now, if the rate increase is approved, it would go into effect in July. Now, Connecticut Water says there will be some options for people on lower incomes as well. Live in Manchester this morning, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Hey, Lindsay, thank you. We appreciate it. It is 6:06 here on this Friday with the holidays quickly approaching. The Connecticut Department of Public Health is just urging everybody to stay up to date with their seasonal vaccines. Keep in mind, COVID is still out there. It contributed to 67 deaths in Connecticut just last month. The state also said now 2 people in the state have died from RSV. Both of them were over the age of 60. And 1 person in their 80s died from the flu so far this season. Remember, just about everyone aged 6 months and up can get COVID and flu shots. And there are RSV vaccines for pregnant women and people over the age of 60.
Pregnant women, if you can go out there and just get vaccinated in that week period where the moment your child is born, they will be protected, I would certainly encourage them to do that.
There's also a new antibody treatment for newborns who are under the age of 8 months to help prevent them from getting RSV as well.
Well, tomorrow, our nation will pause to honor the men and women who've served our country. With Veterans Day being on a Saturday this year, several organizations are hosting events today. So listen up. Nonprofit organization Save a Suit is helping veterans transition to civilian life. The group hosting suits and salutes this afternoon at Foxwoods. Organizers say veterans will be outfitted with a free suit, professional clothing attire, and other accessories. This is some video from a previous Save a Suit event earlier this year. Veterans will also have a chance to take professional headshots, among other useful resources. No registration is needed, and there is no cost to attend. Also happening today at noon, Pratt & Whitney is set to host its annual Veterans Day commemoration. It's meant to honor the company's veterans. Now, the event will be held at Pratt & Whitney Hangar Museum over in East Hartford, and it'll feature a multi-service military color guard and a POW and MIA remembrance ceremony. And a reminder ahead of Veterans Day. The Federal Trade Commission is warning people about charity scammers who are targeting people who want to help veterans. That's unfortunate. Well, the agency giving out some tips on what to watch out for. First up, don't assume the caller ID on your phone is valid. It could be spoofed by scammers. Don't click on links in messages or emails without confirming the origin. Avoid unusual ways to donate, like gift cards or wire transfers. Also, do your research. Make sure the organization is legitimate.
It's a big weekend ahead for the Hartford Wolfpack. It all starts tonight at 7 as they head down to Bridgeport to play the Islanders. Tomorrow, they will host the Providence Bruins at 7:30 at the XL Center. But then they're going to skate over to Providence for the other end of a home-and-home. That game's going to be Sunday at 3 o'clock. So far this season, the Wolfpack have 6 wins and 3 losses, although one of those losses was in overtime. So they got a point. They got 13 points.